Welcome to Share Talk, the only podcast where investors come first.
Hello and welcome to Share Talk. Today I'm joined by David Minchin, who's CEO at Helium One. How are you today, David?
Very good, thank you, Zach. How are you?
I picture you're out there in the field in Tanzania. How are things in the field?
Actually, Zach, I'm back in the UK now.
Placing a subscription raising £10 million at 10 pence. What's going on there? What's the use of proceeds, etc.?
Yeah, so the trigger for this really was the results of the contracts and negotiations with Minchin Drilling and the fact that they were going to provide a much larger rig than the one that we had originally contracting and for zero additional cost for exploration. The rig which they're providing is able to drill 6 3/4 inch core to 1,200 meters. So therefore, we're able to go directly from exploration into appraisal. Now, we've been fully financed for exploration drilling, but we needed to raise additional capital if we're going to keep not just the rig in the field, but also, the camp, the mud logging crew, the wireline crew, drill supervisor, health and safety guys. It's a whole ancillary set of contracts to go with it. With the money that we've raised now, we're able to say to all those guys, look, this isn't an August contract now, this is an October contract. And that's a real good benefit, because if we had to lose those crews and lose the rig, pause the project while we raise some money post-discovery, we'd be looking at sort of 4 to 6 months to bring everyone back together again. The rig would move on to another job. We'd have to identify a new rig with a new supplier, negotiate a contract, mobilize it. I tell you, big rigs, you don't just click your fingers and they turn up. It takes months to bring them out to site. So by doing this raise now and contracting everybody now, we're able to save not just £500,000 in mobilisation and demobilisation fee, but also 4 to 6 months in project timeline. We're able to maintain this really aggressive exploration program, which we've pushed into an aggressive appraisal program. The extra money that we've raised also allows us to contract a 3D seismic campaign. That takes another 4 months to get out to site. That's going to be it really helps to maximise the resource to reserve conversion. So if we're able to get that out into the field in October, potentially we'll be done with all of our field appraisal on the discovery that we make by the end of 2021. Meaning that 2022 is a straight focus on engineering, permitting, and eventually construction. It's a big win for the company to be able to maintain the momentum that we've built up over the last 6 months since listing, and to take that through all the way through to eventual production. So you basically raise money to save time and money. Is that the fair way of saying it? Yeah, it was the easiest use of proceeds which I've ever had to write. It saves time, it saves money, it's good for the project. So you're actually in a bit of better place than you thought you might have been doing it like the normal way or previously? If we'd have had to pause the programme post-discovery, it wastes a huge amount of time, and time and momentum is critical to a project like this. I'm not here to waste time, I'm here to get things done. Right, and in terms of what will happen going forward, is there any indication of when we'll be able to wake up and smell the helium itself? Yeah, so drilling is on course to commence in May. We've got an engineer out with the rig at the moment in Tanzania. They're doing the pre-drilling checks to get that onto a long loader and out to the site. We've got equipment coming in from all over the world. We've got casing on a boat out of China. We've got some drilling fluids coming in by boat from South Africa. We've got a fleet of vehicles, gensets packed up in our yard in Mozambique. We've got a camp coming out. It's all moving. There's a lot of balls in the air, and we're waiting for them to land in May and get the rig turning on the ground. As far as the funding that you've had today, is there any indication of how far that would take you, or is that still up in the air? We were, and we still are, financed to do the 3 exploration holes. The finance which we've raised now allows us to move directly from exploration into appraisal. David Minchin, CEO at Helium One, thank you very much indeed. Thank you very much, Zach. Cheers.
Thank you for listening. Remember to visit our website for more news and other podcasts at www.share-talk.com.